Afternoon. If you could just put your hand up, you want to ask a question. Obviously, we've got simultaneous translation, which then the boss will need, but I probably will. Vinny?
Arne, I just wanted to go back to the weekend and some of the goals that have been awarded. I just wonder if you are going to seek any clarification from the PGMOL as to what should and shouldn't be awarded as a goal in these situations. I'm thinking of the Forest first goal. I'm thinking of Arsenal's second goal against Spurs and comparing it to what you faced when the goal was disallowed at Manchester City.
Oh, if we would have had clarification about all the decisions that went against us this season, then probably didn't have time to manage our team anymore. But to be fair, I found the first goal we conceded against Forest a goal. So that's the one I saw. I also saw the one at City. For me, that's also a goal. And I didn't see the game from Arsenal, so I cannot tell you anything about that.
At the same time, though, when there's inconsistency in those decisions, do you need clarification from the authorities as to what should or shouldn't have gone your way?
Yeah, and sometimes this happens, but I think Webb was also on television, wasn't he, when he said it was not unreasonable to disallow our goal. So everybody has his opinion about it. Of course, I have my opinion about it, which is, although I think I can just look at it in a normal way, but maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm a Liverpool manager. But like I said, the first goal that Forest scored this weekend, for me, I didn't have that much problem with it being allowed. The only thing is if your goal was disallowed 2 weeks before, but I think I was quite clear on the fact that that should have been a goal. It would have been a bit weird for me to say that this goal should have been disallowed then.
I didn't think I'd be asking this question after the clean sheet against Aston Villa, and then you obviously built on that with the performance against Real Madrid, where we again saw solidity and resilience from your side. So how much is confidence an issue for your players now?
I think till now it hasn't been an issue. If you look at the way we played most parts of the game, so I think I've said Saturday after the game that the first half hour was actually everything I was hoped it to be, except for us scoring a goal. It hasn't been every game this season that we were able to create that many in the first half hour against a team that's defending low. So that was for me positive. But yeah, the first time they arrive in our 18-yard box with a set piece, they score a goal, and then it took a while for us to recover from that. And the first minute after half-time, we conceded again. And then again, I saw a team that was trying a lot. So I even showed them, I think yesterday or the day before, how many times we arrived in the box, how many crosses we gave. And I think there was 6-7 times the amount of times Forest gave a cross. But they defended much better in their box than we defended in and around our box. And that is what everyone keeps reminding us of, and we keep reminding ourselves like that as well. So we have to help ourselves defensively a bit more. I'm not talking about the last line, I'm talking about the whole team. Because then maybe people will also see that on the ball we are not doing so many things differently than last season. But the amount of goals we concede is of course the big difference between this and last season.
And how ready is Joe Gomez to start now? I know we've spoken about him, but it seems almost logical for him to at least help you out at right back at the moment, given the injuries that you've got.
Yeah, he's one of the 5 defenders we have, so that's true. But yeah, normally I wouldn't go into detail maybe that much, but he had an injection last week on his knee, so that means that's normally not because you don't feel anything. Apart from maybe me making the decision to play Dom or someone else in that position, this is also to do with him not being completely fit, although he's in the group tomorrow as he was on Saturday, but wasn't able to train last week every single time.
That's all right.
Just pass the mic back.
Arne, goedemiddag. De situatie waarin we zitten, hoe zou je die beschrijven?
In Dutch or in English?
English, please.
In English, please. How I would describe that as ridiculous almost. Something I didn't expect to be in. Not at any club I was ever going to work at, let alone if you play at Liverpool. If you not play, I wish I played. If you manage Liverpool. So that is unbelievable. I've said many times over here, you cannot find, if you even can find an excuse, you will never find enough excuses to make it that you perform like this. So that's unexpected for the club, for me, for everyone, and. But I'm also working at a club. If there's ever a club you need to face this, maybe this is the best club to face it, because the harder it gets at a club like this, the more we are together, the more we are trying to achieve the things that Liverpool usually achieves.
Wat is het grootste verschil met vorig seizoen?
I just said something about us conceding far more goals than last season. That is general in terms of conceding. Last season we've conceded 0 set pieces up to now. Now we've conceded 9. So the amount of goals we conceded and the amount of goals coming from set pieces is again close to ridiculous for a club like us. And but of course there are probably more details that are different, but the biggest one is the goals we concede, because from open play we are still able to generate enough chances for us to get a result. But after half an hour, the first time you have to defend and they score a goal, that is of course not what we did last season and not of our standards.
Je treft natuurlijk Guus Stil.
Je vond het even spannend, hè? Want het was eigenlijk je laatste vraag. Maar,
je treft natuurlijk Guus Stil, waar je mee gewerkt hebt bij Feyenoord. Die is een hele bijzondere rol eigenlijk bij PSV.
Ja.
Had je dat van hem verwacht?
Ja, had ik van hem verwacht dat hij het zo goed doet bij PSV, want ik heb hem zelf meegemaakt. En Guus is een speler die ongelooflijk hard werkt voor het team. En daarbij ook nog in staat is om heel veel goals te maken. Nou, dat zijn op zich wel prettige spelers om te hebben. En Guus is ook in staat, als het even moeilijk is, of als het misschien een trainer eens een keer voor iemand anders kiest, om nooit op te geven, maar altijd keihard te blijven werken. Om zichzelf weer terug te knokken in het team. Ik weet nog het jaar dat ik nog in Nederland werkte, dat Guus bij PSV speelde. Dat ik altijd van baalde dat in de wedstrijden, wat normaal wel eens bananenschillen zijn, dus uit tegen de wat mindere goden in de Eredivisie, dat ik altijd dacht, shit, Peter stelt Guus op. Want Guus is dan op dat soort momenten de juiste speler die er het maximaal uithaalt. En dan ook vaak doorslaggevend was in die wedstrijden. Dus Guus een geweldige mentaliteit, maar wordt vaak onderschat op basis van zijn voetballende kwaliteiten. Want die zijn denk ik een stuk beter dan dat vaak gezegd wordt, omdat meestal zijn mentaliteit naar voren komt. Dus ja, ik had hem niet direct als 9 verwacht, maar ik heb natuurlijk PSV nu wat meer bestudeerd. Maar het is ook niet dat hij alleen maar als 9 speelt. Hij zakt ook wel veel uit naar het middenveld. En komt dan eigenlijk veelal in de posities waar hij als nummer 10 ook in kwam. Dus wederom, Peter heeft al vaker mooie vondsten als het gaat om Lassachien op het middenveld zetten. Wat vroeger een buitenspeler was, is dit ook weer een hele mooie vondst van hem om Guus zo te gebruiken.
Dankjewel, tot de morgen.
Dank je.
Mooi dat we inmiddels zijn overgeschakeld naar het Nederlands trouwens. In de Zeeuw NOS. Het is de eerste keer dat je dit zo meemaakt als trainer in deze situatie. Hoe ga je daarmee om als speler en bewaar je ook je rust?
Nou, should I stay in Dutch? Or? Ja. Om de rust te bewaren, dat vind ik niet overdreven moeilijk, omdat het denk ik wel een beetje in mijn karakter zit. Dus als het heel erg goed gaat, denk ik dat de meeste mensen mij ook als rustig zouden omschrijven. En dan loop ik ook niet voorop in de Polonaise. Dus als het goed gaat, analyseer ik. Als het slecht gaat, analyseer ik. Maar deze situatie is geen pretje. Dat kan niemand aanraden om te verliezen. Laat staan regelmatig te verliezen. Laat staan bij een club die niet gewend is om te verliezen. En ik had het zelf ook eerlijk gezegd nooit verwacht dat ik in die situatie terecht zou komen. Dat ik altijd dacht van nou, met een tactische aanpassing of met een enthousiasmerende speech met de kwaliteitsspelers die om je heen lopen, zal het toch wel nooit zijn dat je zoveel wedstrijden achter elkaar verliest. Het is natuurlijk wel een beetje, je kunt constant aantallen gebruiken. Je kan zeggen, je hebt 6 van de laatste 7 Premier League wedstrijden 6 verloren. Dat klopt, dat kan ik niet zeggen dat het niet zo is. Ik kan ook van zeggen dat je van de laatste 4 wedstrijden 2 verloren hebt. Je kan ook nu zeggen, nu we de Champions League zitten, van de laatste 4 wedstrijden heb je 3 gewonnen. Dus het is ook een beetje een spel in woorden, maar feit blijft dat het gewoon ver beneden de standaard is van Liverpool en ook ver beneden de standaard die ik mezelf opleg.
Ja, het valt me op dat je steeds zelf heel erg de verantwoordelijkheid neemt als het gaat om slechte resultaten. Ben jij dan ook degene die het om kan draaien? En hoe dan?
Nou, dat eerste klopt zeker, dat ik de verantwoordelijkheid daarvoor neem en ook echt zo voel. Dat tweede, daar zijn we op dit moment keihard mee bezig. En ik zei al, we zitten bij een club ik zit bij een club, en jij nu ook, op dit moment. Waar die niet alleen maar gewend is aan succes en ook wel gewend is aan moeilijkere tijden. Soms sportief, soms om hele andere redenen. En dat zijn vaak de momenten dat mensen hier bij elkaar kruipen en dan nog extra gas geven. Het zij voor mij als trainer, probeer ik dat voorbeeld te zijn. Alhoewel het niet makkelijk is om nog harder te werken. Maar in ieder geval supergoed voorbereid te zijn. En dat doen mijn spelers ook. En onze fans zullen morgen ook weer laten zien wat ze dit jaar al het hele jaar hebben laten zien. Dat ze de ploeg van begin tot einde steunen. Mits die ploeg er ook alles aan doet om de wedstrijd te winnen.
Ja, wat wij laten in de taxi van de tweede complex hier naartoe geraakt aan de praat met de chauffeur. Nou, die vertelde van hij is groot fan van de club. Maar hij wilde graag weten, toen ik vertelde dat ik naar de persconferentie ging. Hij zei eigenlijk van, ik wil één ding weten van Slot, ik mis wel een echte identiteit in het spel, een eigen spel. Kan je daarin vinden?
Nou ja, dit is dan één iemand die iets zegt. Ik kan me daar niet echt in vinden, nee, want ik vind dat wij wel degelijk een identiteit hebben, maar op dit moment geen winnende identiteit. Kijk, dat is wel anders. Maar de manier waarop we spelen, dat wijkt niet heel erg veel af van hoe we de afgelopen jaar gespeeld hebben of hoe mijn teams in het verleden Nederland gespeeld hebben. Natuurlijk pas je een beetje aan de kwaliteiten die je spelers hebben, maar het is wel zo dat de identiteit waarop de tegenstanders die we treffen tegen ons spelen, dat die wel heel erg afwijkt van wat ik over het algemeen gewend ben. En daarin hebben we nog steeds niet het juiste antwoord gevonden hoe we daarvan moeten winnen. Alhoewel, als je het gewoon even heel plat slaat en gewoon eigenlijk zonder kennis van voetbal er iets van vindt, dan zeg je van ja, elke keer als je 1-0 voor bent gekomen, heb je de wedstrijd gewonnen. En elke keer als je achter bent gekomen, heb je de wedstrijd verloren. Dus dat geeft wel aan hoe moeilijk het voor ons is om na een achterstand tegen de manier van spelen die we over het algemeen tegenkomen, om er dan nog doorheen te komen. Dus het beste wat we morgen kunnen doen is op voorsprong komen.
Goedemiddag Arne. Je speelde een klein jaar geleden, 10 maanden geleden ook tegen PSV. En toen natuurlijk met een andere elftal dan wat we morgen kunnen verwachten. Als je dat PSV vergelijkt met het PSV wat je nu geanalyseerd hebt, welke verschillen zie je dan daar?
Nou, wel wat. We gingen net al even over Guus Til, dus die vult de spitspositie denk ik anders in dan Luc de Jong dat vorig jaar deed. Maar er zijn ook heel veel overeenkomsten, denk ik, tussen het PSV van dit jaar en het PSV van de afgelopen 2 jaar onder Peter Bos. Het is altijd een team wat durft druk te zetten over het hele veld. Het is altijd een team dat durft op te bouwen. Het is altijd een team wat leuk is om naar te kijken. Dus waar je als toeschouwer denk ik met veel plezier een kaartje verkoopt. Niet alleen PSV, maar ook de teams van Peter Bos. Dus wat dat dan gaat, zijn er overeenkomsten. Maar ja, er zijn ook wel een paar verschillen. Die Schouten stond toen wel eens centraal achterin. Tegenwoordig is dat bijna structureel. Dus, maar er zijn heel veel overeenkomsten met hoe Peter bij Dortmund, Ajax, nu bij PSV speelt. Omdat hij een bepaald idee over voetbal heeft wat hij nooit verloren heeft.
ligt de speelstijl van Peter Bos jou een beetje? Want je zegt inderdaad al aanvallend voetbal, ze willen hoog druk zetten. Is dat fijn, is dat lekker om daar tegen te spelen?
Ik denk dat het leuk is om naar te kijken. Voor de neutrale toeschouwer, voor de PSV-supporter. En zelfs als je niet voor PSV bent, is het nog leuk om naar te kijken. En ik denk dat dat iets is waar wij ook een verantwoording in hebben als managers. Alhoewel onze grootste verantwoording is om wedstrijden te winnen. Ja, ligt het ons? Ja, dat is zo moeilijk om aan te geven. We hebben over het algemeen een compleet andere speelstijl tegen ons gehad de afgelopen maanden. Maar er zijn ook wel ploegen die op eenzelfde manier gespeeld hebben als dat Peter, denk ik, van plan is morgenavond. Chelsea heeft zo gespeeld, Manchester City heeft zo gespeeld. En Arsenal de eerste helft ook. Dus het is niet dat we voor het eerst nu een manier van spelen tegenkrijgen die we nog nooit hebben ervaren. Maar ik denk wel dat het 180 graden wat anders is dan wat we afgelopen zaterdag hier hadden. En ik denk dat het ook compleet iets anders is dan wat de gemiddelde Engelsman denkt te kunnen verwachten. Want die zal misschien denken dat we tegen een ploeg gaan spelen die wat terug gaat en dat we veel de bal hebben. Maar het zou me verbazen als Peter zich in gaat graven morgenavond.
There's a lot of hands, we won't get through everyone, but I'll go Don, Carl, Paul on this side, then we take it over this side for a couple. Don.
Arne, in a situation like this, when you're looking at everything that's happened, do you look at yourself and do you feel you need to prove yourself to the fans once again in a situation like this?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with a situation like this. I think every day you have to prove yourself if you are working at a club of this level. So you cannot say we won the league or we did this or this and now everything is okay. If you work at this level, the next game is always the one that's most important and you have to prove yourself every single time. That's for me, that's for the players. And that is also what we like about working in this environment. That you can never rest, you always have to keep going. If things go well, but definitely also if things don't go well. So yes, I don't know if I have to prove myself to the fans as well as I have to prove myself to myself and to the players and to everyone involved in the football club.
There's a few stats recently about the team losing individual duels and sort of off the ball they're struggling. What do you put that down to? Is it, you know, is there a lack of fight from the players? We had Virgil on Saturday questioning players saying they need to take more responsibility and need to be up for a fight. Have you lost that ability to fight teams?
No, we haven't. But in moments of games, we have lost too many duels. So I think the last game we've played, we had 75% ball possession. That means you only have to defend 25% of the time. And I think in and around our box, we only had to defend 4 times. But the first one was a set piece, led to a goal. The second one was a goal that for me was incorrectly disallowed. And because I didn't see the handball, but maybe I didn't see the right angle. And the third time it was the 2-0. So yeah, it's not a thing that we don't, over 90 minutes we are not ready or we're not defending well enough. We only have to defend a few times, and in these moments, but I've had this in the past, not 6 from the 7 games lost, but it's not the first time that I experienced that. A team that has so much ball possession for half an hour, you are waiting for us to score a goal, and then you have to defend only 1 time. And maybe, I don't know, but I've said this many times in Holland as well, that if I have to defend for half an hour, I'm in the defend mode. So I just throw myself in front of every ball. And our defenders and all the 11 players, maybe almost including the goalkeeper, is only thinking about ball possession. In the moment they have to defend, we are not as switched on as we should be, and so maybe the answer is less ball possession, because that's what we had against Real Madrid and that's what we had against Villa, and both of the games we won. But so no, I don't think it is a general thing. Otherwise, you cannot control or dominate the game we do if you don't win enough duels. But in moments, we have to defend better, because City was the same, although City was the better team in the first half. They didn't create that much, but the few times they did create, we were lacking intensity in our duels. Yeah.
Paul.
How how did you spend Sunday, and when you're looking for solutions to the problems, is that you on your own, or is it with you and your backroom staff in a meeting, or is it, you know, what process behind trying to find out?
No, I think it's always a combination of things. So you are there talking about this with backroom staff, with other people in and around the club, with your players. And there are many moments when you're on your own. You're thinking about how you can, how we can do better than we are doing. So it's a bit of everything. On Sunday, I, of course, watched the game back. Looked forward to the game of PSV. Watched some other games of football because that's still what I like to do: watch football. And so it's a bit of everything. What you were just saying.
This side, please.
He's helping out.
Well done, Tom.
Arne, you played against Peter Moses last year. You were coach of Feyenoord, and it was 2 wins for Peter, 1 draw and 1 win for you. Is it a good time to make it equal tomorrow?
Not because of the summary you just make, but I think for other reasons it's more important to win a game of football than to go equal in the last 6 games, you say? So we played 5 and tomorrow 4. Oh yeah. Because of the. So yeah, no, there's no reason for that, but it's obvious that we can use a win. Although in the Champions League we've won 3 out of 4, which is, I think, normal for a club like us. But yeah, another time PSV. I've played quite a lot against them as a player and also as a manager.
Are you happy with PSV, with the way of playing as an opponent right now? Is it a good opponent to have right now?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a good opponent to have right now. I think they're probably better than ever. But you are watching them for 3 years in a row. But I think they had a difficult spell last season, in the end of the season, and maybe didn't start that well the first part of the season, although the results were good. But the last 2-3 months, they are just a winning machine. Very comfortable on the ball, defensively much more solid than in the start of the season or the period they had last season. So yeah, the best person to answer that is Peter, of course, himself. But I think this team comes close to the best team he's managed at PSV. But it's for him to answer that question. But they do really well. Being 6 points clear above Feyenoord is already an accomplishment, because Feyenoord does really well this season also. So that tells you how good they are doing. So yeah, it's just the fixture list is the fixture list, but they do really well at the moment.
Just one behind.
Hello Arne, this is Balajan from Hungarian Sports Journal and Sport, and I would like to ask you about your Hungarian players, especially about Milos Kerkez. Does his time in the Netherlands make a difference when you're picking the team for tomorrow?
No, that does not make a difference at all that he played in Holland. But I did ask him just before I left, have you ever won against PSV? And he told me, yeah, once in an away game. We 1-0 with AZ. But no, this has nothing to do with how I pick my lineup. If a player ever played against PSV or played in the Dutch league. But like I said, we have 5 defenders available. He's actually in the position that's the only position we have double. So we have Robertson and him. In all the other positions, yeah, Joe Gomez is of course there to help us out. But for the rest, there's not so much competition at this moment of time in our last line. But no, that doesn't impact my decision on if he's playing tomorrow, yes or no.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. And but on the other side, what about Dom? Will he play again?
Will he play on the other side? He's one of the options I have over there, but it's also clear that Dom is very good in other areas of the pitch. I was expecting, which turned out to be true, by the way, that we had a lot of ball possession against Forest, so he could, from that fullback position, attack a lot, which is also what he did, especially in the first half. I think we were very dangerous over our right side, over our left side, by the way, as well. But that Dom can play in multiple positions, that's clear. Milos can't. Milos is a left fullback, but Dom can play in multiple positions. So let's see where we use him tomorrow. But I am going to use him. That's for sure.
Last one behind. Just one more.
Sorry. Arne, is het op een bepaalde manier ook leerzaam, die vele nederlagen van de laatste tijd? Is dat op een bepaalde manier leerzaam? Op welke manier is het dan leerzaam?
Ja, dat is een vraag die heel vaak aan trainers gesteld wordt. Helemaal nadat het fout is gegaan. Van, ja, wat heb je ervan geleerd? Dat is vrij lastig op dit moment om een antwoord op te geven. Ik heb al heel vaak gezegd, dat kan ik nog wel een keer weer zeggen. Er zijn vast wel dingen die je kan zeggen. Ja, dat weet ik wel zeker dat ik dingen beter had kunnen doen overigens. Maar of dat had anders gekund of dat heeft niet geholpen of dat heeft niet geholpen. Maar ja, je kan nooit niet genoeg dingen bedenken om zoveel nederlagen te verklaren. Nou, dat is eindelijk het woord wat ik zocht, verklaren. Dus ja, dit is vanuit Liverpool perspectief uiterst ongebruikelijk. Voor mij uiterst ongebruikelijk. En ik heb al eerlijk gezegd, ik had ook eerlijk gezegd niet gedacht dat ik zelf in zo'n situatie zou komen, laat staan als je bij Liverpool werkt. Maar goed, het is nu wel zo. Ja, nu is het zaak om wedstrijden te gaan winnen. Maar ja, dat is ook altijd zo'n dooddoener. Om wedstrijden te winnen moet je ook een heleboel dingen goed doen. Wat ik eigenlijk ook wel vind dat we best wel doen. Maar simpele dingen, althans op het oog simpele dingen die we beter zouden kunnen doen, moeten doen, die doen we niet voldoende. Of niet altijd. En je zou denken dat is redelijk eenvoudig op te lossen. Maar omdat het nu toch al te vaak niet gebeurt, is dat niet zo. Dus je zou bijna dan aan Johan Cruijff gaan denken. Hè? Die zei van simpel voetbal is het moeilijkste wat er is. Dus de simpele dingen misschien goed doen is toch moeilijker dan dat ik dacht.
Thank you.
Okay, can you shoot one because the Telegraph had a question, so the AD needs to have a question. Otherwise they are probably going to write really negative. So then the Telegraph is positive and then they are negative. Yeah. This is how it in Holland works. Is it here as well?
Different.
Okay, different.
De bel gaat erin. Heb jij wel eens het gevoel nu, in de fase waar je nu in zit, dat je jezelf nu moet uitgediend?
Nee, en misschien een heel klein beetje ja. Nee, omdat ik niet geloof dat je nu compleet iets anders moet gaan doen. Dat zou ook ongeloofwaardig zijn. Dat zou ongeloofwaardig zijn naar je spelersgroep, naar jezelf, maar zeker ook naar de mensen die hebben aangenomen. Want die hebben je aangenomen dat ze een bepaald soort voetbal willen. Een heel klein beetje ja is omdat, ik weet niet hoe, volgens mij ben jij een Premier League fan, dus volgens mij kijk jij veel Premier League. De Premier League een hele andere richting op lijkt te gaan qua manier van spelen. Dus ja, dat vraagt misschien wel op detailniveau wat aanpassingen ook van ons, van mij. Waar we nog... Sorry?
Zoals Guardiola dat ook minder goed gedaan heeft.
Ja, weet ik eigenlijk niet. Zijn manier van spelen is ook grotendeels nog hetzelfde. Maar je ziet wel dat hij op... Maar dat weet ik niet, dat moet ik aan hem vragen. Maar laat ik misschien Arsenal als voorbeeld nemen. Die hebben backs die ook een enorme fysiek met zich meebrengen. En die zijn dus niet voor niks zo sterk ook in standaard situaties. Omdat ze ook gewoon heel veel fysiek hebben. Veel lengte hebben. En, maar goed, ook dat is weer geen excuus. Omdat wij misschien niet zoveel lengte hebben om dan 9 tegengoals te hebben uit standaard situaties. Of zowel wedstrijden te verliezen. Maar ja, je probeert wel te kijken van wat doen andere teams nu die wel heel goed presteren. En wat is nou de beste manier om het antwoord te vinden op bepaalde speelwijzes. Maar als je naar het eerste half uur, dan val ik in herhaling, van de afgelopen wedstrijd kijkt, dan ligt daar het probleem niet. Het probleem ligt als je 1 keer moet verdedigen, dat je een tegengoal krijgt. Als je gewoon dat overleeft, nou, dat is makkelijk zeggen nu, dan ben ik ervan overtuigd dat later in de wedstrijd wij wel een keer die 1-0 gemaakt hadden. Als je zo speelt. Maar die 1-0 zorgt voor een tegenstander van een enorme boost en zelfvertrouwen. Want die hebben een half uur achter de bal aangelopen en hebben ineens een goal. En het zorgt voor ons in de fase waarin we zitten toch echt wel even voor een tikkie, heb ik gemerkt. Dank je. Ja, welkom. Kenny is happy. Kenny is happy with that.
the middle.
Middle. Basically, Cody, thank you for waiting. Same order, if you could put your hand up if you want to ask a question, please. Vinny, you can go first.
Yeah, sure. Cody, first of all, how does it feel to be playing your old club second time in the space of a year now?
Yeah, second time already. Yeah, always feels special. Obviously to play against PSV. Obviously grew up there, been there a long time, a lot of memories. So yeah, special.
Cody, obviously it was a great performance against Real Madrid, and it followed on the back of a resilient performance again against Aston Villa as well. A solid performance. Where has that resilience and solidity gone, do you feel, over the past few weeks?
Sorry again?
Yeah, where's that solidity that you've got?
Yeah.
We saw against Madrid, and the way you went about it. Where's that kind of solidity, that resilience, that kind of all-round team performance gone since then?
I don't know where it's gone, but yeah, I think we try to get back to that. Obviously, we know we are in a difficult position, but yeah, I think we have to stick together, and that's what we try to do on the pitch, outside of the pitch, mentally and performance-wise. So yeah, like I said, it's not been the best of streaks, but yeah, we have to fight through that as well, and we know that we are capable of doing that because we showed some good performances like that. But we have to keep going and fighting together to get more of those.
The boss also said the harder it gets, the more together we are. What are you saying to each other in the dressing room as well as you just try and get things back together?
Yeah, the most important is that we stick together no matter what happens. But obviously we're also demanding more from each other because yeah, we need to perform together as a team because that's what we know, what we can do, what the club deserves, what the fans deserve, and that's what we are fighting for together. And yeah, we're just being honest to each other that some things really has to improve to get back to that.
What do you feel then is still achievable? What would still be regarded as success this season?
No, we first look at the next game, and that's the one we have to win. And that from that moment on, we will look at the one after that. I think that's what we did last season as well. We approached every game, game by game, and that's what we have to do now as well, even, especially when we're in a moment like this.
Hi, Cody. Obviously, when you're at a club like Liverpool and you go through a patch like you go through at the minute, there's a lot of talk, a lot of noise outside of the club. How difficult is it as players to block that out and try and not get bogged down by all of that?
Yeah, it can be difficult. Obviously, if you don't want to read anything or to get anything to your head, it's almost not possible these times with social media and whatever is going on online. But yeah, I think, like I said before, if we are together inside of the dressing room, I think this is the most important. We can get confidence out of each other, and yeah, like I said, we know that we have to do better. And if we stick together, that will be the end result, that we will do better.
Goedemiddag, Cody. Jullie zitten niet, zoals gezegd, in de beste vorm niet bij Liverpool. Bij PSV heb je het ook soms in tijden meegemaakt.
You also had that. What's the biggest difference between keeping calm and when it's not going so well? And yeah, when you hear it Liverpool.
Yes.
Ja, ik denk dat het
yeah, I think
de omvang van de club natuurlijk
the way the club
het grootste verschil is. Natuurlijk in Nederland, als we een moeilijke periode met PSV hadden,
that's the difference. At PSV, you had a lot of problems and a lot of things came upon us. PSV is one of the biggest clubs in the Netherlands, so there's a lot with the club, the players, and it's no different here, but it's on a different level here, and that also brings a lot of things with it. But as I said, it's up to us to stay together, stick together, and get out of the situation. This is, of course, what can I say? It's all about self-confidence in what you can do. How is that with Slotty saying I take responsibility for the results? How do you look at that as a player? If it's about self-confidence? No. I think that every player. If you win a lot of matches and everything goes well, and everything's going your way, so you always feel better than when you lose matches. And when it doesn't go your way, I think we know how good we are. That we've let that be seen this season and definitely last season. So I don't think you can lay the blame there. It comes to our way. We just have to do much better, and we know that, and try every day to work at that. And the trainer, team's responsibility for that. But we, as players, also have a big responsibility to ourselves and to the player, to the manager, to the club, and to the fans. Because, like I said, we know what we can do. We've let it be seen, and this moment we're not letting it be seen, and we want to get back to that level. So, I definitely take responsibility for it. Yeah, the amount of matches that you played for Liverpool, and 109, 154 for Liverpool. What's the difference between Cody Gakpo with 2003 in Eindhoven and what you are now? Yeah, good question. Yeah, I think I've lots of experience, a lot of moments here. I've learned a lot here as a player, I've grown as a person. Off the pitch as well, of course. So there are lots of things that have happened. It's only helped me to be the player that I am now. So you've gone behind quite a lot this season, and you haven't known to turn around the match. You've lost so many matches. How do you explain that? How do you feel in that? Yeah, of course it's not good. I think that in those matches, I don't know how matches they were, that we did get back to level a match, but then we lost the matches in the last minute. For example, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Man United. Perhaps another 1 or 2 matches, but on one side we've shown that we can fight back, but then we couldn't maintain it. So turn the match in our way. We have been able to do that, so we obviously know we have to improve that. So we have to not go behind, and then secondly score more goals so that we can actually win the match. Does it play with your mind at a certain moment? I wouldn't really want to say that that's going to play in my mind, but when it happens a couple of times, that's why we train, and that's why we do our best every day to turn that around. Als je links buiten, dus belangrijk de relatie tussen jou achterin en voorin. Hoe voel je dat de relatie tussen jou?
Obviously there's new players came in. I think every time when a new player comes in, it's a little bit of an adaptation or adjustment for everybody surrounding the player, because we don't know how he moves, how he passes, when he passes, how he runs, how fast he runs. I think that's a process, but I think it's going well, but maybe it doesn't help if we don't really win the games. So I think if we would win every game, there would still be some improvement in the relationships, but nobody would speak about it. But now, because we don't win the games, this can be a topic. But I think we are working on that also on the training. We speak with each other. We try to develop that relationship to get to know each other. It has to come to a result that we really going to find each other in the games and score out of these situations or help each other.
Apologies.
Cody, could you give an insight into what the feeling is in the dressing room at the moment? Is it anger? Was it embarrassment on Saturday after the result? Do you feel you're working hard enough as players and as a team? What's the sort of feeling?
I think obviously after the game it was kind of an embarrassment because we lost 3-0 at home. in front of our own fans, which is not good because we know that they are here to help us in every tough situation, but we have to give them something back as well. So that was not a good feeling, obviously. But I think the days after that, yeah, we were just, I don't want to say angry, but yeah, we try to speak together and really to be honest to each other what we have to do better to perform better on the pitch. But we know that we also have to stick together, and that's what we will try and do every game again, and to put in good performances and get wins.
Was that meeting when you spoke about it as players, was that an honest meeting where you just said what needed to be said and pointed fingers maybe at each other? Because Virgil said that the players need, that everyone has to take responsibility. Yeah,
and I think everybody's aware of that. We have to take responsibility on the pitch and also off the pitch. So this is just a conversation you have with a teammate. It was not really a meeting, but yeah, we are aware of the fact that we have to take responsibility, that we have to do better certain things on the pitch. So that's what we spoke about, and obviously we are honest, because otherwise there's no point of speaking.
Well, he came to Liverpool 2 years ago. Do you still speak with the lads from PSV? Do you still speak with the lads from the PSV squad? Well, Bispo, I talk to him quite often. I spoke to Joey by chance today. So from time to time I speak to someone, who's have a chat with, Maro Oak, all the lads who were there when I was there. I talk to them every now and again. And have you had any contact about what you expect from the matches? From the match, sorry? No, not about the match. I don't talk about this particular match. You know, just how it's going. You know, how they are. Have a little think, Cody. Yeah, I'm curious what you're going to say. What do you miss most about Eindhoven? My parents still live there, so I've had to think about that a long time, didn't I? Perhaps by the club or by PSV. What do you miss? You'd like more contact with? Yeah, I think there are quite a few people who in the club who work who were there when I was there. They're really good people. Yeah, I live with them. Can you summarise? It depends how they play. So I try to have a look at how they play. They do it well at this minute. So if they win in the Cup or by RZ, do you jump up and down on the table? Or if they scored in the Cup and they scored the hat-trick, that was a nice match. So I was really happy, yeah. It probably asked you quite a lot tomorrow evening. It seems a bit strange for you, playing against PSV. How do you get that off your head? Yeah, it's strange. I wouldn't say it's special, to be honest. If you look at 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you know, when I played for the club, when the whistle goes, well then, you know, that just disappears and you want to win the match, and that'll be the same thing tomorrow night. To success tomorrow. Cody, you said you played with Guus Til before. What surprised you so much about Guus Til that he's playing as a striker and normally he plays as number 6? What sort of role is he playing in this game? Because it's not really the position you played when you were there. Nothing really surprises me. Johan Cruijffschaal in the cup, he scored 3, so we know that you can score. And Mauro, at that time, he was a right winger, and now he's a midfielder. It doesn't really surprise me for both of them. Good players, got specific qualities, and yeah, I'm really happy that they do it well, and yeah, hopefully not tomorrow.
Cheers,